Hello, welcome to Rough Cut Film Review. This is going to be a review of The Lone Ranger, but before I get started, remember the jingle competition is very much still open, it's still going strong. If you want to get your theme song for Rough Cut on the internet, then please do get in touch on roughcutfilmreview@gmail.com. So, The Lone Ranger. This film has reportedly lost Disney more money than John Carter of Mars did, or John Carter as they actually called it, due to a focus group a year and a half, something like that ago. The Lone Ranger, much like John Carter of Mars, had a huge budget. And on top of that, they spent a fortune on marketing and advertising. They're both Disney feature films rather than animated, and they're going for the PG-13 crowd. And it's very surprising to me how successful a company Disney is, but how much money they've gambled on these two films, because if you look at it, you think they're going to really struggle to get the money back on both of these. It seems like a heck of a gamble. I mean, they're both based on very old sources, so kids these days are going to have absolutely no idea who John Carter is. It was based on a novel from the 1930s or something along those lines, and they're not going to have any idea who Tonto is or the Lone Ranger. So then Disney have got to spend all that money on marketing anyway, and you think, well, why not do something new or just rip off something that kids all have heard about, you know, like the Power Rangers. Yeah, the Power Rangers. Okay, I'm getting off track now. So it's very much a Johnny Depp film, even though he plays Tonto, the Native American, rather than the Lone Ranger. Gore Verbinski directs this, and it's a shame, really. He's been tempted back to feature films with what's almost certainly a huge amount of money, but he'd sort of found his niche, really, making animated films like Rango, and unfortunately his limitations as a director are slightly embarrassingly laid bare. Here the lead role is played by Armie Hammer, who wears a mask covering his eyes, and unfortunately he is a bit on the dull side. The crucial factor here is the film fun? Is it exciting? Is it silly? And the interplay between Hammer and Depp has to be entertaining and likeable and zippy, you know, Tango and Cash, and unfortunately the film is none of those things. My word, this film was 2 hours and 20 minutes long, and it felt like 5 hours. There's lots of filler in there, lots of stuff that just happens that doesn't need to be in there, doesn't really serve any purpose. It just plods along, it really does. We have this incredibly dull, plodding exposition, and every now and again Johnny Depp will just say something as if that's enough. You know, Johnny Depp with a one-liner saying nothing in particular. That should be enough to keep us entertained. Well, I'm sorry, but it's not. There's loads of jokes in there you've seen before. So, for example, someone tries to fire a warning shot, the bullet ricochets off 10 different things and then hits the person. Tonto then says, "Great shot," and then he says, "That was supposed to be a warning shot." Oh, in that case it's not so good then. And you just think, well, alright, I suppose it's probably about the level. The film just is poorly made. There aren't enough jokes. The jokes that are in there aren't funny enough. As I've sort of alluded to, they just think Johnny Depp talking is funny. Well, I'm sorry, but it takes more than that. There's no fun there. It's just soulless. There's not enough action, and it's not even fun to pull apart. And I do get criticised for pulling things apart quite a lot, and sometimes I think, well, actually, fair enough, because it's fun to pull things apart, or it can be. But, you know, a lot of people have gone to a lot of trouble to make films, and, you know, it can be a bit snide. But here, it's not fun to pull this apart because it's all so dull. And it just, every time I think about this film, I think about sitting there in that screening room for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I just think, it's like crushing tedium and boredom. And even the title, The Lone Ranger, he's with Tonto or other rangers for literally the whole film. The film itself doesn't make any sense, and no one cares enough to have gone back. That'll do. Let's start the marketing campaign. And frankly, you deserve a lot better than this. Don't give them your money. Kind regards, Christopher Thomas.